Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Erin and I'm actually very excited to jump into today's video. I haven't been able to crochet or resin craft or literally do anything for the last week because I actually cut my finger open and I had to go get some stitches, but my hand is healing up pretty well. It's freaking itchy and it still hurts really bad, but I have just been itching to do some crafting, so I figured I was just going to jump into today's video and do something a little bit different here that I don't normally do. So I actually saw this photo of Emma Chamberlain over on Instagram wearing this really chic, I don't even know what to call it, type of crochet and knitted outfit. And I thought it'd be really fun to do my best to recreate her entire outfit. It kind of looks like she's wearing some type of bandeau tube top that kind of looks half knitted on the top portion, but the bottom portion of the top does look like it has a little bit more of this open lace mesh crochet type of pattern. So that's kind of the goal with the top portion. And then as I can tell with her bottoms, it does look like a very short mini skirt. It's like a low rise mini skirt and it's super short, but it's got a really cute little slit in the front. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my yarn that's going to match this the best. I'm hoping that I don't have to run out to the store and buy more yarn, but it's kind of looking that way. So I'm probably gonna head over to Michael's and Joann's and see what I can find. But I'm not aiming for perfect. I'm just aiming for relatively close similarities. So yeah, let's go ahead and start crafting. I'm really excited to just get my juju back, get my juices flowing, and craft. I mean, what else are we gonna do here on this channel? Come on. I am back from Michael's, and as you guys can tell, I kind of went on a yarn shopping spree, which I probably shouldn't have done because I'm not Daddy Warbucks, but I just really quickly wanted to go over the different yarns that I chose to recreate Emma's outfit. So let's go ahead and start with the top portion. So I really just wanted to pick out really cheap and versatile yarns because again, we're not trying to break the bank, we're trying to recreate this probably very expensive outfit that was handmade by ourselves for a very affordable price. So I wanted to pick out two very basic shades. For the most part, I am going to be using this Impeccable yarn by Loops and Thread, but this Loops and Thread yarn is really just a 100% acrylic yarn. I didn't want to pick out, again, anything too fancy or expensive because money. So this is the first shade, and I also wanted to pick out another very similar but a little bit lighter of a shade. We're gonna kind of add a little border along the knitted piece with this lighter shade, and then moving on to kind of the bodice section of her dress top. I really was kind of on the hunt to match the same shades that she had in the photo. So I've actually never used this Karen Ogo yarn before, but I picked it out because it's super fuchsia, super hot pink, and I believe this is a number 4 worsted weight yarn, so just your standard worsted weight yarn. And then as for the mini skirt of this outfit, so I did my best to kind of pick out 2 yarns that were gonna work pretty well together and get me some type of texture if I use a big fat hook. So to start off, like I said, I want my skirt to have a lot of texture in it. Lion brand homespun yarn, and as you guys can tell here, there's a bunch of crinkled waviness, crinkliness, whatever you want to call it, within this yarn. So I feel like this is going to add a lot of texture. And then like I said, I kind of want to double strand my mini skirt section, and I just chose to go with the Bernat Soft and Chunky, Softy Chunky. And I'm hoping, by double stranding these two together, we're going to get something super chunky and voluminous. So right now we're kind of looking at a total of about $30 to recreate Emma's outfit. So let's just go ahead, grab our hook and our needles, and let's start putting this whole thing together. I'm actually kind of intimidated now. So let's go ahead and cue over the rest of this DIY video. All right, so I've actually been working for about like an hour and a half so far at this point, and I kind of just wanted to update you guys on my progress so far with recreating Emma Chamberlain's outfit. So I wanted to start off with the bandeau beige portion of this outfit, and like I said earlier, from what I could tell, it kind of looks like this part is knitted and then the rest of her outfit is crocheted. So I have, you know, whipped out the good old circular knitting needles, and I've just casted on that darker beige shade that I showed you guys that I bought earlier, and this is what I've worked up so far. It kind of seems like that knitted portion looks to be like a knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one type of pattern. And although I don't really want to mimic the exact same outfit, by pretty much doing a pattern of knit two, purl two. So another thing I noticed with her top is that it seems very see-through and like stretched out. And I'm honestly not too sure how the designer achieved this look. So with this worsted weight yarn, I just chose to go with a 6mm knitting needle. And of course I am using the worsted weight yarn. And again, I do have the knit two, purl two. So you guys can see here, there's kind of like these two knit rows and then this open row of purls. And I'm pretty sure that I casted on about 100 stitches. For my body size, I'm roughly like a 34 or 32 C cup. So this is what I'm working with. And although it does look kind of small for my body, I'm hoping that to kind of achieve that open knit look, that when I kind of stretch this out and put this over my body, you guys can see, you know, the stitches really like stretch apart and become semi-sheer. Of course, I don't want it to be too see-through like Emma's is, but honestly, I think that just kind of by stretching out the stitches like this, I will get a little bit of that sheer knit moment that I'm looking for. So yeah, kind of just a quick overview. I'm really just working with 100 stitches, knitting in the round with my worsted weight yarn, knit two, purl two over and over and over. And at this point, it kind of just looks like a headband. So I do need to add probably about another 3 or so inches before it's enough to cover my chest area. And then I can kind of just tap back in with you guys. Hello everybody, I'm popping back on here to kind of just give you a little update on what I've worked up so far. And yes, this little knit portion has actually taken me like 2 days to complete. We got the ribbing, the bandeau section all completed. So now I have this really cute knit two, purl two type of pattern, and I can go ahead and stretch it out pretty darn far. It's super, super stretchy, and actually it's not quite as see-through as I had expected, like I was telling you guys earlier. If you guys want this to be a little bit more see-through, then definitely size up on your knitting needles. I think that's where I went wrong, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and roll with it. And I tried a new like cast off technique, or like a bind off technique. So it's going to allow for this piece to be extremely, extremely stretchy, but it's kind of nice that this isn't too see-through, because in the end I can actually wear this outfit. So this is what it's looking like. And now I'm just going to go ahead and pick up my lighter shade of worsted weight yarn. And now really quickly, I'm just going to go ahead and add a row of single crochets all along this top edge here, and also a row of single crochet along this bottom edge. So that's all I'm really up to, and I'll kind of pick up when I have this portion all completed and show you guys what it's looking like so far. All right, so I've gotten a good amount of the top done so far, at least with like this fuchsia color. So I kind of just wanted to quickly go over my process and kind of just like what I'm doing with this fuchsia yarn. So I'm gonna bring you guys in nice and close to kind of show you guys my new mesh pattern, but this is what I'm working with. And in case you guys are wondering, I'm pretty much doing a double crochet, chain one, double crochet. So I'm essentially creating another mesh pattern with this chain one, skip one space, and then double crochet. And this seems to be working out a lot better than it was before. And I'm glad again that it's not too like gaping, but so far I'm really liking this. And the only other thing that I wanted to quickly point out about this pattern is here on the back side, when I'm kind of creating like this mesh type of pattern, I don't want it to be so tight and difficult that I can't get into the project. So I kind of chose to leave about an inch or two open here at the back. So as you guys can see, I kind of just started my project here and I'm working in the round. And then when I came back over, I attached my work right here, leaving about an inch or two open on my bandeau section. And then I'm just kind of working this double crochet, chain one, double crochet pattern all the way around in the round. Nothing too crazy, honestly, very beginner so far. So I really like how it's turning out, and I'm just gonna continue on with this pattern until I can get the piece to about my belly button area. I do want this top to be somewhat cropped. So this is what she's looking like, and I'm loving it so far. So I'm really excited to start working on like this chunky mini skirt. But yeah, once I finish up the top, of course, I'm gonna come back on and show you guys what it looks like. But with this open gap here, I do plan on just using some good old plain yarn and kind of just lacing up the back. That way, once my yarn starts to stretch out a little bit, I can tighten it, make it a little bit more form-fitting, and I'll update you guys in a little bit. I hope you guys are enjoying this very simple remake of Emma's outfit. Are you my sad boy? Hi. All right, y'all, I'm back. I did my hair, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now, and I feel ready to film a little bit more. And as you guys can tell, I have been working on this top for quite a few hours last night. I just kind of wanted to work up as many rows of this fuchsia mesh type of pattern that I could last night. So at this point, because I have a pretty small torso, like I'm pretty short, I don't think I need to add too much length to this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try it on and see how this top looks on my body. I'm a little bit worried at this point that I might have made my chest portion pretty large. So just go ahead and try it on real fast and show you guys the progress. All right, so I just tried on the top. Don't mind my ring light in the mirror, but I love honestly how it's looking so far. I really like the little mesh area, but one thing I am noticing at this point is I did indeed make the top portion a little bit too large. So as you guys can see here in the back, it does need to be like a lot tighter. And at the moment, I don't really know how to go about fixing this issue. So this is what the open little gap looks like in the back. And obviously once I lace it up, it will kind of like suck me in a little bit more. So you get a little bit more of like that kind of bodycon corset type of feel. I am a little bit bummed that this is like so loose because I definitely wanted it a lot more like so. So I don't know. I feel like at this point, I might commit to like remaking this top portion or just like making an entire second top that's a lot more form-fitting. I don't really know what I should do, but regardless, it's super cute and we get the gist of what I'm doing. So let's just go ahead and start working on the skirt part. All right, so I finished up the starting chain for the mini skirt, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm really just double stranding. So these two are just being double stranded together, and I'm using a 10mm crochet hook. So I just started off by creating a chain that wraps around my lower waist. I'm thinking maybe just keep it simple and do something like a half double crochet, because maybe the half double crochet will give it a little bit more volume and plumposity, plump lusciousness, if you will. All right, guys, you're not gonna believe what I came up with. Actually, it's not even that amazing, but it's been a few days since I last popped onto this video to show you guys my progress with the Emma Chamberlain outfit. So I finished up the skirt. I actually had to redo and frog my entire skirt because I made it way too big for my waist size. But here we go. Honestly, very simple. It's literally just a square. I literally just crocheted this in the round. I didn't really add any increases because I wanted this to be a low waist skirt. So here she is, and all I really did was use half double crochets, like I said, in the round. And then once I got, I don't know, how long is that, like 5 inches or so, I decided to throw in a slit like the designer had in her outfit. So I will note that I feel like this slit is a little bit large, but we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna keep it and see how it looks on. But here she is, a super mini skirt, and I love how this double stranded yarn worked up. I think it adds so much like extra texture and color. Again, all I really did was use half double crochets because I have no idea how the designer made her outfit. So I just kind of took the liberty and made it to the best of my abilities, but I wanted to keep it nice and simple. And I want to say, honestly, around the area of the slit, I did decide to add about 1 increase per row just to make sure that it was going to fit over my bum. But keep in mind, crochet stretches very easily. And to top it off, what took me so long to come back to this video is I decided to rework the top. So as you guys saw earlier in the little try on, I thought I could bear with how large and baggy the top was on me. And then as I was wearing it, I was like, there's no way I can feel comfortable modeling something that is this oversized. So yes, I knitted up an entire new bandeau section. I want to say originally I casted on about 100 stitches. So in order to size down, I did end up casting on, I want to say about 70 or 75 stitches. So I sized down quite a bit, but this thing has so much stretch. And this is what the back of the top looks like when I lace it all up. So like I showed you guys earlier, I just left about a 3-inch gap open on the back. That way I could lace it up. I really just created a chain and then just strung up the back and forth. Kind of looks like corset style. But this is what the finished top is looking like. And when I hold the two pieces up to each other, here she is in its shining glory. This is the outfit. So I'm really excited to try it on and show you guys the final result. I think I came pretty close. Thank you to whoever created such a gorgeous but very simplistic type of outfit. Let's go ahead and try it on now.